What's up, everybody? First of all, go Bills. But I just want to say this is Corey Van Castle Cook, also known as the Bearded Cinephile, one half of Movie Chumps, and I just got out of Godzilla Minus One. This movie really hadn't been on my radar. I hadn't heard much about, or I had heard much about it, but wasn't really interested until I, heard all the hype, and everyone's like, "You got to go see this movie, man! It's amazing." Well, I just got out of the theater, and I've got to tell you, this thing, holy shit! This movie is so great. I am blown away by how great this movie actually is. If you're thinking this is your normal Godzilla creature feature, run-of-the-mill bullshit thing you're thinking of, you are absolutely wrong. This movie has real stakes. It has real characters. You really care about them. Everything in terms of the Godzilla monster himself is absolutely earned. By the way, Godzilla, this is no touchy-feely Godzilla. This Godzilla is a son of a bitch. He is a motherfucker. Like, think of Jaws times 10 in that situation. But it's a fascinating story, really well written, set in just after post-World War II Japan, about the end of the 1945 all the way to about the middle of 1947. And it deals with so many things that I wasn't expecting. Survivor's guilt, PTSD, regret, pain, what it means to live for a cause, right, rather than dying for something that at the end of the day doesn't really matter. It's about your government's lying to to the people. It's about people taking actions into their own hands for a cause of good when they know that the powers that be have failed them. It's finding a new family amidst the horror and the aftermath of war. It's about banding together. These characters I'm not even going to try to get their names right because I'll just butcher them, but they have so much weight and depth so much weight and depth. And there's moments in this movie I teared up a little. I was not expecting that, but this is one of those films that just was so good. I'm so happy that movies like this are out there and exist, and I'm so happy that this has found an American market for this thing, because this movie is so amazing. And if I had seen this in the last couple weeks, I wholeheartedly can tell you that this sucker would have been on my top 10 of the year. It probably would have made my top 5. I'm hoping, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I'm hoping that Japan was smart enough to submit this to the Academy Awards in the international feature situation, because it's that good. The closest I can think of in terms of having a genre film with this kind of stakes and quality acting and this kind of a cultural impact, where it's not just an entertaining film, because it is, but also has some relevance and some depth and some nuance and some, oh my God, this has some heaviness and things that you should put up there on the caliber. This Godzilla film is basically the kaiju equivalent of The Dark Knight. That's the closest I can give you as a genre example of two types of films that supersede the genre itself. Anyways, I cannot say enough good things about this movie. If I had to give it a score, it's probably a 9.5, bordering on a 10. But what a great movie. Guys, if before this thing gets out of theaters, I highly suggest you get to the theater and watch this sucker if you're available. If you can't, as soon as this comes on VOD, rent this sucker, because this thing is absolutely amazing. It is fantastic. Godzilla Minus One, I cannot say enough good things about this. Anyway, that's it for me right now. I'm Corey Van Castle Cook, also known as the Bearded Cinephile and one half of Movie Chumps, and I'll see everybody else next time. Peace. Go Bills.